I'm going to tell you the truth right now. You've all been lied to, and it's costing you hundreds of pounds every single year. These big food brands want you to believe that cheap equals rubbish, that if you're not paying premium prices, you're settling for something less. But that's exactly how they keep you overpaying for the same ingredients, the same quality. Sometimes even the exact same factory, just with a fancier label slapped on. In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose 9 cheap UK food brands that are just as good, if not better, than the expensive ones filling your shopping trolley. Real food, real savings, real proof that you've been wasting your money this whole time. I'll also reveal 4 brands you should absolutely avoid spending a single penny on, and how to compare expensive and cheap brands yourself so you'll never get tricked again. By the end of this, you'll wonder why you ever paid double for nothing. It gets even better when you see number 3. You've probably walked past it 1,000 times without realizing it's better than brands costing 3 times the price. Let's stop the money waste right now. Number 9. Aldi Nordpack Spreadable Butter. Let's kick things off with something you probably use every single day: spreadable butter. Now, if you're like most people, you've been buying Lurpak for years. That iconic silver tub, that premium taste, that price tag that makes you wince every time you grab it off the shelf. £5 or more for a tub of butter? Madness. Now, here's what the big brands don't want you to know. Aldi's Nordpack spreadable butter tastes just as good. In fact, in blind taste tests, over 80% of people rated it spot on for creaminess and flavour. These weren't Aldi employees, by the way. These were regular shoppers who had no idea which brand they were tasting, and the price makes it even better. It costs only £2.18, less than half what you'd pay for Lurpak. Think about that for a second. You're paying an extra £3 every time you buy butter just for a fancier label. That's £12 a month if you buy 1 tub a week. Over £140 a year. For butter. The same butter. You know that feeling when you spread Lurpak on warm toast and it melts perfectly smooth and creamy? That's exactly what you get with Nordpack. Same texture, same rich buttery taste, same satisfaction, except your wallet isn't crying. The only difference? Lurpak's got decades of marketing campaigns telling you it's worth the premium. Nordpack's got none of that, just quality ingredients in a simple tub, sitting quietly on the shelf waiting for smart shoppers to notice. So next time you're at Aldi, grab a tub of Nordpack instead. Use it on your morning toast, your jacket potatoes, your crumpets. You won't taste the difference, but you'll definitely feel it when you check your bank account at the end of the month. That's number 9. And trust me, the rest of this list is going to save you even more. Number 8. Lidl Oakland's pork sausages. If you've been spending your money on premium brands like Heck, thinking you're getting superior quality, I've got news for you. You've been played. Lidl's Oakland's pork sausages absolutely destroyed the competition in independent taste tests. And I'm not talking about a close second place finish. These budget sausages scored higher than every single premium brand on the market, including the ones charging you double or triple the price. The testers raved about the meaty flavour and moist texture. Spot on, they said. Meanwhile, Heck, the brand that markets itself as gourmet quality, finished dead last. More than half the tasters found the flavour too weak and the texture disappointing. What makes this even more ridiculous is that you're saving serious money while getting better quality. Lidl's charging you pennies compared to what Heck asks for their underwhelming bangers. It sucks when you bite into a sausage and it's dry, flavourless, more breadcrumb than meat. But that's actually what you're getting with these overpriced brands. They're relying on fancy packaging and clever marketing to convince you they're worth it. But your taste buds know the truth. With Oakland's, you get that perfect snap when you bite through the skin. Juicy meat that actually tastes like pork. Not like someone waved a pig past the factory once. Whether you're doing bangers and mash, a full English or toad in the hole, these sausages deliver every single time. No disappointing texture, no weird aftertaste. Just proper meaty sausages that'll have your family asking for seconds. Stop wasting money on brands that are all marketing and no substance. Next time you're at Lidl, grab a pack of Oaklands. Your breakfast will thank you, and so will your wallet. Number 7. Asda Classic Tomato Ketchup. Now, tomato ketchup, the one condiment that's in every single fridge in Britain, and chances are yours is Heinz, that iconic glass bottle with the red label, the ketchup you've been buying since you were a kid because, well, it's Heinz. It's the best, right? Wrong. In blind taste tests, Asda Classic Tomato Ketchup tied with Heinz. Not came close, not almost as good, I mean tied. Same score, same flavour profile, same thick tomatoey goodness that makes chips, burgers and beans on toast taste better. The people tasting these had no idea which bottle they were squeezing from. They just knew one tasted brilliant and the other tasted exactly the same. Because they are the same quality. The only difference is the name on the label and the amount of money leaving your bank account. Asda's charging you a fraction of what Heinz costs. We're talking about saving over £1 every single time you buy ketchup. That's £4 or £5 a month if your family goes through it like mine does. £60 a year for ketchup that tastes identical. You know that feeling when you squeeze ketchup onto your plate and it comes out watery and disappointing, tasting more like tomato-flavoured sugar water than actual ketchup? Well, you won't get that with Asda Classic. It's got that perfect thickness, that tangy tomato punch, that slight sweetness that makes everything better. Heinz has spent millions convincing you their ketchup is worth the premium. Asda's just quietly sitting on the shelf waiting for you to wake up and stop overpaying. Number 6. Morrison's Savers Range. Here's one you've probably walked past 1,000 times without giving it a second glance. Morrison's Savers. That budget range with the plain packaging that looks like it's trying too hard to be cheap. You probably see it on the bottom shelf and think, no thanks, I'm not that desperate yet. Well, big mistake. Because Morrison's Savers range has been quietly beating Tesco and Sainsbury's equivalent products in both quality and price. We're talking about everything from frozen goods to fresh produce, tinned items to everyday essentials. And the quality isn't just acceptable, it's genuinely good. Independent comparisons found that Morrison's Savers came out cheapest when stacked against the other big supermarkets' budget ranges, not by a penny or two either. We're talking about real noticeable savings on your weekly shop that add up to hundreds of pounds over the year. But what's really impressive is that they haven't sacrificed quality to hit those prices. The fresh lines score particularly well. The frozen items are spot on. You're getting proper food, not some watered-down, corner-cutting nonsense that leaves you feeling like you've settled for less. You know that anxious feeling when you buy the cheapest option and you're just waiting for it to taste rubbish or fall apart? That's not what happens with Savers. You open it, you use it, and you realise you've been wasting money on fancier labels for absolutely no reason. Whether it's their baked beans, their pasta, their tinned tomatoes, or their frozen veg, Morrison's Savers delivers without the premium price tag. Same ingredients, same satisfaction, just without the expensive branding trying to convince you it's worth more. Next time you're in Morrison's, give the bottom shelf a proper look. Your shopping bill will drop and your meals won't suffer one bit. Now, before we get into number 5, let me ask you something. How many times have you walked out of the supermarket, checked your receipt, and thought, how did I just spend that much on basics? Yeah, me too. That's exactly why I'm making this video. If you're tired of getting ripped off every time you do a food shop, stick around. The next 4 are going to blow your mind even more than the first 5. And if you know someone who's still buying Lurpak and Heinz like it's 2010, do them a favour and send them this video. They'll thank you when they've got an extra few £100 in their account by the end of the year. Right, let's get back to it. Number 5, Tesco, Stockwell and Company. Tesco, Britain's biggest supermarket, and they've been hiding something from you in plain sight. Stockwell and Company is Tesco's budget range for kitchen essentials. canned goods, tea bags, coffee, cereals, baking supplies, the stuff you buy every single week without thinking twice. And most people walk straight past it because they assume cheap means rubbish. Newsflash, it doesn't. These products are made to the same standards as the stuff costing double the price. Same factories, same quality controls, just without the fancy branding and the marketing budget that comes with it. Tesco's literally betting you won't notice. The range is named after T.E. Stockwell, the bloke who sold the first packet of tea to Jack Cohen, Tesco's founder. Nice bit of history, but what matters is what's inside the tin, not the story on the label. Take their baked beans, 42 pence for a tin. Same size as the branded ones, charging you £1 or more. Same thick tomato sauce. Same soft beans that don't turn to mush. You're saving over 50 pence every single tin. And if your family eats beans even twice a week, that's over £50 a year on beans alone. Their tea bags, their coffee, their canned tomatoes. It's all the same story. You're getting the quality without paying for the privilege of a recognisable name on the packaging. It's always frustrating when you're trying to save money, but the cheap version just tastes wrong. But you won't get that with Stockwell and Company. It's proper food at proper prices. Tesco's banking on you, ignoring their budget range and reaching for the expensive stuff out of habit. Don't give them the satisfaction. Grab Stockwell and Company instead and watch your shopping bill drop without your meals getting any worse. Number 4. Sainsbury's Stamford Street Co. Sainsbury's. The supermarket that loves to position itself as slightly posher than the rest. A bit more upmarket, a bit more refined, and that's exactly why most people don't even look at Stamford Street Co., their budget range. Here's what Sainsbury's doesn't want you to know. Stamford Street Co. products are often cheaper than Tesco, Asda, and even Morrison's equivalents. And the quality. It's proper Sainsbury's quality, just without the premium packaging trying to justify a premium price. Take their baked beans, 26 pence for a tin. Compare that to Tesco's 42 pence. You're saving 16 pence every single tin. And if you're feeding a family, those savings add up faster than you think. Over the course of a year, we're talking serious money back in your pocket. But it's not just beans. The range covers 193 products. Everything from herbs and spices to tinned goods, from bread to everyday essentials. Sainsbury's has even added 10 different herbs and spices to the range, something other supermarkets' budget lines haven't bothered with. The name comes from Stamford Street, where Sainsbury's has deep roots in its history. Lovely story, but what matters is that you're getting Sainsbury's standard quality without Sainsbury's standard prices. Now you might be thinking the quality must suffer somewhere, right? Wrong. The range is built to Sainsbury's specs, which means you're getting food that meets their quality standards. They've just stripped away the fancy labels and the marketing nonsense. There's always this sinking feeling when you buy the cheapest option and it tastes like cardboard, leaving you wishing you just paid the extra £1. That doesn't happen with Stamford Street Co. It's real food that actually tastes like it should. Stop letting Sainsbury's premium image convince you their budget range isn't worth your time. Next time you're there, look for Stamford Street Company. Your wallet will love you for it. Number 3. Iceland own brand frozen range. Iceland. The frozen food specialist that everyone's heard of, but most of you have never actually shopped at. And I get it. Frozen food has this reputation, doesn't it? You think frozen equals cheap, tasteless, full of chemicals. You imagine grey, lifeless meals that taste like the box they came in. So you walk straight past Iceland and head to the big supermarkets, paying double for fresh food that's been sitting on a shelf for days. Here's what you're missing. Iceland removed all artificial colourings, flavourings and preservatives from their own brand products back in 1999. That's over 2 decades before Tesco, Sainsbury's and the rest even started pretending to care about what they were putting in your food. While the big brands were still loading their products with chemicals, Iceland had already banned the lot. No artificial colours, no artificial flavours, no monosodium glutamate, clean ingredients frozen to lock in freshness. That's it. And here's the thing about frozen. It's actually fresher than what you're buying in the chilled aisle. Vegetables frozen within hours of being picked versus fresh veg that's been shipped, stored, and sitting under lights for 3 days. Fish frozen straight off the boat versus fish that's been on ice for a week. Which one sounds better to you? The quality is exceptional too. Iceland's won awards for their frozen range. Proper quality products at prices that make the big supermarkets look like they're taking the mick. Whether it's their frozen veg, their ready meals, their seafood, or their desserts, you're getting better value without sacrificing taste. You know that frustrating moment when you open your fridge and find that bag of spinach has turned to green slime? That's money in the bin. With Iceland's frozen range, you use what you need and the rest stays perfect in the freezer. No waste or guilt, and definitely no throwing money away. Trust me, Iceland's own brand isn't a backup option. It's the smart option. Number 2, Co-op Irresistible Hand-Cooked Crisps. Crisps are probably one of the snacks you grab without thinking twice because, let's be honest, how much difference can there really be between brands? Turns out it's quite a lot, especially when you're paying £3 for a bag of Pipers, Kettle or Tyrrells because the packaging looks fancy and the marketing tells you they're artisan or premium or handcrafted or whatever buzzword they're using this month. Well, here's something those expensive brands don't want you to know. Co-op Irresistible Hand-Cooked Crisps beat all of them in blind taste tests. I'm not saying they came close, nor am I saying they did well. I mean, they literally beat them. They outscored Pipers, Kettle and Tyrrells across the board. The tasters praised the well-balanced tangy flavour and the perfect texture. These weren't co-op employees trying to make their employer look good, by the way. These were regular people who had no clue which crisps they were eating, and while Piper's is charging you £3 for a 150-gram bag, Co-op's asking significantly less for the same quality. You're paying for the name and the pretty packaging, not better crisps. Think about how often you buy crisps. For the kids' lunchboxes, for a Friday night with a film, for a party, for those moments when you just fancy something crunchy and salty. If you're buying the expensive brands every time, you're hemorrhaging money on something that genuinely isn't any better. You know that satisfying crunch when you bite into a proper hand-cooked crisp? That's exactly what you get with Co-op Irresistible. Same experience, fraction of the price. The expensive brands have convinced you that premium prices mean premium quality. But when the people doing the tasting can't tell which one costs more, what are you actually paying for? A logo? Next time you're at Co-op, grab their Irresistible range. Your taste buds won't know the difference, but your bank balance definitely will. Number 1, Aldi Specially Selected Range. And here we are, number 1, the brand that's been saving smart shoppers a fortune while everyone else keeps throwing money at expensive labels. Aldi Specially Selected. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Aldi? Really? That's your number 1? Yes. And once you hear why, you'll understand exactly why it deserves this spot. Let's start with their roast potatoes. Aldi. Specially Selected Beef Dripping. Roast potatoes absolutely destroyed McCain in taste tests, and McCain charges you £3 for 700 grams, while Aldi's charging £2.59 for a full kilogram. You're getting more food, better quality, and paying less. McCain finished with a pathetic 46% score, while Aldi scored 72%. The testers raved about the delicious flavour and crispy texture. Then there's their coffee. Aldi Alcafe Gold Roast beats expensive brands hands down. £2.45 for 200 grams of instant coffee that actually tastes good, not like burnt disappointment. Compare that to the premium brands charging you 5, 6, even £7 for the same amount. But it's not just 1 or 2 products. The entire specially selected range is designed to compete with premium quality at budget prices. Their spreadable butter beats Lurpak. Their bread lasts longer and tastes better than branded equivalents. Their frozen meals, their fresh produce, their pantry staples, it's all built to make the expensive brands look ridiculous. You know that deflating feeling when you've just done your weekly shop? You get to the car, check the receipt, and genuinely can't believe how much you've just spent on basics. Aldi Specially Selected solves that problem without making you feel like you're settling for less. The expensive brands have spent decades convincing you that quality costs money. Aldi's spent decades proving that's rubbish. Same quality, sometimes better, always cheaper. But as overpriced as these 9 food brands are, here are 4 brands you definitely shouldn't spend your penny on. Number 1. Innocent Smoothies. Paying £4 or more for blended fruit and juice that you could make yourself for under £1. The healthy marketing is genius, but you're literally paying for expensive packaging and advertising. Supermarket own brand smoothies are identical, made in similar facilities for half the price. Number 2. Kettle Crisps. £3 for a bag of crisps? Absolute madness. We already covered how Asda and Co-op own brand crisps beat them in taste tests while costing a fraction of the price. You're paying for the premium image, not premium taste. Number 3. Philadelphia Cream Cheese. Supermarket own brand cream cheese is chemically identical and tastes the same. You're paying double just for the name. Blind taste tests prove most people can't tell the difference, yet Philadelphia charges you an extra £1 for the same spreadable cheese. Number 4. Mueller Corner Yogurts. £2.50 for 4 small yogurts with a bit of chocolate or fruit on the side. Own brand corner yogurts are literally the same product for half the price. You're paying for cartoon characters on the packaging, not better yogurt. Look, I know this might feel like everything you've been doing has been wrong. It's not. You've just been trusting the marketing instead of the facts. The good news? You don't have to change everything overnight. Start small by comparing these 2 brands. So on your next shop, swap just one expensive brand for a budget alternative from this list. Try the Aldi butter instead of Lurpak. Grab Asda ketchup instead of Heinz. See for yourself. Once you realize the quality is identical, you'll wonder why you ever paid double. Then swap another item and another. Before you know it, you're saving hundreds without sacrificing anything. Smart shopping isn't about going cheap. It's about refusing to overpay for the same thing. So what do you think? Have you been wasting money on expensive brands this whole time? Are you already buying any of these budget options without realizing how good they actually are? Drop a comment below because I want to know which ones you're going to try first. And if this video just saved you a few £100 a year, do me a favor and share it. Send it to your mum who's still buying Lurpak, your mate who thinks Aldi's beneath them, anyone who's overpaying at the supermarket without realizing there's a better way. They'll thank you when their shopping bill drops and nothing in their kitchen tastes any different.